How to underwrite an industrial real estate property to prepare for downside risks and upside opportunities. Vi Tran, SIOR, CCIM, explains how to underwrite an industrial property for CRE investors, sellers, buyers, landlords, and tenants using factors such as risk assessment, lease structure, cash flow, sensitivity analysis, and deep local market connections. Most commercial real estate investors focus on the purchase price, but in industrial commercial real estate, the real question is, what are you actually buying? Are you buying a stable income, future upside, a tenant with credit strength, a below-market lease? Or are you buying a property that looks good on paper but carries hidden risk in the lease structure? When the Ivy Group underwrites an industrial investment property, we look at the full investment picture. It's actual numbers versus pro forma assumptions. This gives investors a frame of reference for decision-making based on their level of risk tolerance and investment goals. Many factors are assessed, including tenant quality, realistic expenses, market conditions, lease structure, risk assessment, tax consequences, future repositioning costs, sensitivity analysis, and different exit strategies. A small detail in the lease can change the entire performance of the investment. This is why underwriting is more than filling out a spreadsheet. It is more than mathematical and financial calculations. Experience and local expertise help investors distinguish between aggressive assumptions and achievable outcomes. Good underwriting asks, what happens if interest rates rise? What happens if the tenant does not renew? What happens if operating costs increase? What happens if market rents soften? And just as importantly, what is the upside if the property is repositioned correctly? For future property investors, lease structure drives value. It affects cash flow, loan proceeds, resale value, tax planning, and long-term flexibility. At the Ivy Group, we help owners and investors evaluate these details before they commit capital, refinance, renew a lease, or sell. Because in commercial real estate, the best decisions are rarely made from surface-level numbers. They come from disciplined underwriting, local market knowledge, a clear strategy for risk and return, and decades of experience. To learn more, you can access, for a small fee, case studies at theivygroup.com/courses. Subscribe to the Ivy Group newsletter at theivygroup.substack.com. Contact the Ivy Group at theivygroup.com/contact-us.